Hello students. In this session we will discuss on the criteria used in taxonomic classification. In that, the second criteria we will discuss, that is the nutritional and cultural characteristics. Here the knowledge of nutritional requirements and physical condition needs for their growth helps to identify the microorganisms and their classification. That is, we have to learn various nutritional requirements of different bacteria in order to identify them and also to classify them. So various media are used for their cultivation. Some microorganisms, if we observe some microorganisms, they are able to grow on simple media. Simple media means which contains only limited nutrients, while some others require special ingredients for growth. That is, we have to add additional substances in the media in order to grow such organisms. There are different types of media are used for isolating different types of organisms, based on which we can classify media into different types. And among this, the most important media which helps to identify or differentiate bacteria include the selective media and differential media. So what are selective media? Selective media are media which contain some selective compounds which is used to select only certain types of bacteria. So by using selective media, we can isolate a particular organism or a species of our interest. And also differential media is used for the differentiating different types of organisms or different types of bacteria. There are different types of bacteria are there in the environment or in the in this earth. So if you want to differentiate on media different types of this bacteria on media, we can use differential media. For example, Mekongii agar and MSA. Mekongii agar, in one way it is acting as a selective medium, and in other way it is acting as a differential medium. MSA also, in one way it is acting as a selective media, and in another way it is acting as a differential medium. So I will explain how it acts as both as selective and differential media. That is, Mekongii contains the selective ingredient, that is crystal violet and bile, which is inhibitory for most of the gram-positive bacteria. So if we want to isolate gram-negative bacteria, we can use this Mekongii because it inhibits most of the gram-positive growth while we are trying to isolate gram-negative bacteria. So it is a selective medium for the gram-negative organism or gram-negative bacteria. So in that way it is a selective medium, and it is also used as a differential medium because it contains lactose. Mekongii, an important ingredient is lactose. So this medium is used to identify whether the organism is lactose fermenting or not. Okay, based on the lactose fermentation we can differentiate bacteria into different categories. So for that we are using Mekongii. So only lactose fermenting organism will produce pink colony on Mekongii, and non-lactose fermenting organism produce colorless colonies or yellow colonies or off-white colonies on McConkie. So in that way it is acting as a differential medium. Okay. MSA also, mannitol salt agar. MSA is used for the selective isolation of Staphylococcus aureus. And also it contains mannitol. So we can use this for the differentiating mannitol fermenting organism. Mannitol fermenting organism will produce yellow colored colonies on MSA. Okay. So different types of media are helping in differentiating or identifying different types of bacteria. So media and the nutritional characteristics are important for the identification and also for the isolation and also for the identification and also for classifying bacteria into different classes. So you can see the picture of selective media. Here it is Escherichia coli. Then it is a mannitol McConkie agar medium. It's a McConkie agar medium. You can see the pink colored colonies, and the non-lactose fermenting colonies will produce yellow colored or colorless colonies. Okay. Then this is a selective medium, MSA mannitol salt agar. Here you can see the Staphylococcus aureus growth will produce yellow colored colonies, and the non-mannitol fermenting organism will produce pink colored colonies. Okay. So we can easily differentiate bacteria based on the coloration of the colonies on differential media. Next we will discuss the biochemical characteristics. The third criteria used for the classification of bacteria is biochemical characters. Here various biochemical tests are used for the identification and also for the classification of bacteria. Different biochemical tests are used. Okay, and this is done after microscopy and growth characteristics of bacterium are examined. Then the next step is to do the biochemical test. Okay, or we can perform the biochemical test in order to further identify or further classify bacteria. And these are the most common methods for identifying bacteria. For the identification of bacteria, the biochemical tests are very, very important, and they are commonly performed in order to identify bacteria. We can identify bacteria only, or the normal thing is there are different methods for identification of bacteria, but the common procedure is after microscopy and after identifying the growth characteristics, the next step is the biochemical test. Okay. This test include sugar fermentation test. Here the fermentation of different sugars are tested, mainly glucose, lactose, sucrose and maltose, based on which we can classify bacteria into different groups. Okay, here in the sugar fermentation we detect the ability of microbes to produce acid and gas from sugar fermentation is tested. Okay, that is after fermentation, the sugar is the carbon source. So some organism will utilize sugar and they will produce acid or acid as an end product. So this acid is detected whether the organism can ferment that particular sugar. Commonly glucose, lactose, sucrose and maltose are used for the sugar fermentation test, whether the organism can ferment glucose or lactose, sucrose or maltose. Some organism bacteria will ferment all the sugars, then some others only ferment glucose, some bacteria ferment only lactose, and some they can ferment sucrose or maltose. Like that, based on the sugar fermentation we can classify organisms into different categories. So next important test is IMVIC test. IMVIC test include four different tests: indole test or indole production test, MR test, methyl red test, VP test, Voges-Prosker test, and citrate utilization test. Indole production test, methyl red test, Voges-Prosker test, and citrate utilization test. So in IMVIC test, and this test is mainly, this group of tests is mainly used to identify the Enterobacteriaceae member. The family Enterobacteriaceae member are differentiated based on this IMVIC test. Okay, in indole production test, the ability of bacteria to convert tryptophan to indole is checked. Here in the first test, indole production test, the ability of some bacteria to convert tryptophan into indole or to produce indole from tryptophan is checked. Here the medium used for this test is tryptone broth or peptone broth. We can use both tryptone broth or peptone broth as a medium. It's a liquid medium. After inoculation into this medium and incubated the culture for 24 hours at 37 degrees Celsius. After that, after one day, the addition of COVAX reagent. COVAX reagent is a reagent containing para-dimethyl aminobenzaldehyde. Para-dimethyl aminobenzaldehyde is added. When it is added to the 24 hours broth culture, a red layer on the top of the broth medium is produced. A red layer, not ring. A red layer is produced on the top. Whether or when, if the organism produced indole. Okay, and this is a positive test. And if there is no red layer, means the test is negative. The next is methyl red reaction or methyl red test. Here, the ability of bacteria to produce acid as an end product after fermentation of sugar is checked. Here the ability of bacteria to produce acid end product. The end product is acid. After fermentation the end product is acid. That is checked here. Here the medium used is glucose phosphate peptone broth, GPPB, glucose phosphate peptone broth. Here after incubation at 37 degrees Celsius for 24 hours, when the organism produced acid as a result of fermentation, which can be detected by the presence of red color after the addition of methyl red reagent or methyl red indicator, MR indicator. Okay, after 24 hours incubation, if we add MR reagent, if it produced red color, then that means the test is MR test is positive. That is, the acid is produced. No red color indicates the reaction is negative. Then third test in indole IMVIC test is Voges-Prosker test or simply called VP test. Voges-Prosker test or VP test. Here the ability of bacteria to produce acetoin end product. Here the end product is acetoin. End product is detected. Okay, here the medium used is the same medium is used. Glucose phosphate peptone broth is used. That is the same medium is used for MR and VP. Then after inoculation and incubation of the test culture, the production of acetoin can be detected by adding two reagents. The one is alpha naphthol and 40% potassium hydroxide KOH to a 24-hour old broth culture. What are the two reagents added? Alpha naphthol and 40% potassium hydroxide KOH. After adding these two reagents, the production of magenta color indicates a positive reaction. The production of magenta color indicates a positive reaction. Okay, next is citrate utilization test. The citrate utilization test, Here, the ability of some bacteria to utilize citrate as a sole carbon source is checked. Whether a bacteria can utilize citrate as a sole carbon source. Only some bacteria are having the ability to utilize citrate as a sole carbon source if no other carbon sources are present in the medium. Here the medium used is Simmon citrate agar. Slants are used. Simmon citrate agar slants are used. The inoculating the bacteria on the slant and incubating at 37 degrees Celsius for 24 hours produce Prussian blue or dark blue color on the slant, and the growth on the medium can be seen. Okay, no growth and the absence of color indicates a negative reaction. If the production of a Prussian blue color with the growth on the slant indicates it is a positive test. So based on these 4 tests, we can classify different bacteria into different categories. So this is a very, very important test, INVIC test. It can be asked as a 2 marks or 3 marks questions. So in all the case of biochemical testing, the presence of various enzymes are determined. Here, the activity of various enzymes are detected in different biochemical tests. For the utilization of sugar, they need enzymes, and for the production of indole, they require some enzymes. And citrate utilization, they requires some other enzymes. So in all the biochemical tests, the presence or absence of some enzymes are detected by these methods. Then other tests include the nitrate reduction test, urease test, catalase test, oxidase test, etc. Then in nitrate reduction test, here the ability of bacteria to reduce nitrate to other forms, nitrite or above that is a molecular nitrogen, is tested. Here the medium used is nitrate broth that after inoculation with bacteria and incubated for 37 degrees Celsius for 24 hours. After the addition of reagent 1 and 2, there are 2 reagents are used. After addition of this nitrate reduction test reagent 1 and 2, they produce red coloration. If red color indicates that the nitrate is reduced. So next is urease test. I am only briefing this test. You will study the other tests in detail in the coming semesters. Okay, now you need only this much. Urease test. Urease test is performed to check the ability of bacteria to produce the powerful enzyme urease. Here, for detecting the enzyme urease, the urea agar slants are used. Urea agar slants, and is inoculated with the bacteria and incubated at 37 degrees Celsius for 24 hours. The production of rose color indicates the urea is hydrolyzed or the enzyme urease is present. If the urease is produced by the bacteria during the growth, then the urea get hydrolyzed. So that will results the production of rose color on the slant. That is urease test. So there are different other tests are also the catalase test, oxidase test. Here the catalase test, the production of enzyme catalase is detected. The production of enzyme catalase is detected. This by tested by just adding 1 drop of hydrogen peroxide to the 24 hours culture. It will produce a bubbling that indicates that the catalase is present. The bubbling. Then oxidase test is another test. Oxidase, the presence of enzyme oxidase is tested. Here we are using oxidase discs are used. So these are the various tests, biochemical tests, which can be used for the classification, identification, and classification of different species of bacteria. That's all about